how they get here from there, but, so.
No, either like 8 o'clock or 4 o'clock.
Maybe even 4 p.m., okay, I'll see, cause he's got like 25, 30 other, units that he takes care of too, so I don't really know what his
Mark,
schedule
Well, that
is.
could work on Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday.
Yeah.
do you want to be at this meeting, Mark, or are you just,
I'm comfortable with, if they wanna take care of they've
I guess we
been
just need
involved
to-
in that, I can give you,
Just need
I
to
guess
have
a
it laid
list
out
of
for
what
us.
kind of
Yeah.
options I think we need to look at,
Yeah.
okay.
and so I can email that to you, or
But if
email it to
you
Kathy and
wanna
have her send it out to
actually,
you.
if you wanna be at the meeting, I can just step out,
Okay,
so I'll leave it up to you.
see what time the meeting is, cause I know this week too, we've got a grower meeting coming up at the end of the week here, I'm trying to get stuff ready for that too, so, whatever, I know everybody's busy.
We could do it Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday.
Okay.
This
And
week,
there
it
are
has to be
times.
this week.
Yeah.
Thanks, Mark.
All right, let's move on to updates, reports from staff. 2009 municipal street utility improvement project. I see they smoothed out Prairie Street there.
Yeah,
Everybody there is very appreciative.
I'm glad for that too. Yeah, nothing much else, nothing much new to report there.
When would they anticipate starting again this spring, in April?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
And there are few people, that were sent letters, you know, the people along the roads that had their work done, they were sent letters that their, individual lines were bad, that there was I&I, and that they should get their lines repaired while we were doing the street work, and they haven't done it yet, so we're gonna send them one more letter, and then we'll have to see, because, you know, Attorney Chiglo had you make those changes to the sewer ordinance that would help him be able to enforce the ordinance, you know? And, so if the people don't want to, make the corrections, then we'll have to start looking at how to enforce the ordinance then. But we're gonna give them one more chance, because maybe the weather timing caught up with them and they didn't get it done in the fall, but we'll see how that goes. And then the 2011 project, you have a copy of the, open house notice. This is what we did for the last project too, where in order to give all the homeowners, just so they know exactly what's going on, and they can ask questions about their specific areas, and even impart information about what they know about the area that the engineers maybe don't know. And that's just an informal, last time we did it, they sat here and they had all their maps and drawings out, and people just kind of filtered in and out and asked questions, and went over pretty well. So they wanna do that again, so that everybody is up to speed on what it is that they're planning to do in their neighborhood. The levy project, there's a couple areas where we've had to get some legal opinion on if we may need to change some, or do some new easements and such. There's a couple areas where we may need to purchase some land, and one area is, you know, where Richard Simon's house was, that little tiny house. Edna Jordy's house was there years ago, at the end of Jesse Street, you know?
Right next to the dike.
Right smack up next to the dike, you know, it's really not buildable, it's not useful for anything, and, that may be one area that we'll have to, look at purchasing, and Bar Engineering is trying to, these areas that we know we may have to purchase some sort of an easement or purchase the land, they're trying to factor in a dollar value to that too, when they're coming up with the overall cost of the project. So there's just areas where we still have to negotiate with the property owners what type of work will be done in their, on their land or in their existing easements and such. But before any purchase is made, before the city can buy or sell any land, we run it through the planning commission, make sure it all meets with the comprehensive plan, and then of course it has to come to you guys for your final approval on everything, but hopefully it'll get negotiated and come up with a reasonable, price that will be favorable to both parties.
Who owns it?
It's in the name of Schwanbeck and Simon, I think, that little property is.
If we could continue to get these kind of things, Kathy, I
Mhm.
found this pretty informative. I feel a lot better about
Oh,
the
yeah.
levy project
Yep,
after reading through it.
the minutes, yep.
Yep.
Did
Yeah.
we approve the request for proposal
For where,
for the, electric utility?
No, we didn't need to do that.
We don't need to
No,
actually
no.
request the
No,
proposal?
because you approved the, accepting the HSM grant,
Okay.
you know.
I guess I do have one question, Kathy, because I was reading through, on projects steps that each organization needs to get through for the next time. And when I read the next minutes, sometimes I'm not seeing, are these steps being hit as a general rule?
Yeah, and they are, because sometimes it turns out it wasn't that big of a deal to
Right.
begin with.
Right,
They
yeah,
didn't really have to do very much at all.
That probably didn't necessarily need
Yeah.
to be talked about, but I'm just wondering as
Yeah.
a general rule if they're,
Yeah, they're really keeping on track of stuff, and,
okay.
the other odd thing, if you notice the minutes, they had a conference call with Dana Werner of the Corps of Engineers,
Yeah.
because we've gotten the DNR, the Corps of Engineers report, and it lists out repairs that we have to do within 2 years. But it took them a year to get the report to us. So we worried, like, when does that 2-year time start, And it turns out it's 2 years from the date they approved their report, not when they sent it, not when they completed it, when they approved it. So that's a whole different date. But a lot of the things that were in their report were already completed, and we don't have to worry about them because the Corps was in the process of making some of these repairs when this independent firm came down and did the inspection.
Okay.
So there's a lot of things, all they have to do now is the Corps just go, yeah, we already did that, it's done.
Sign off.
So then, so we don't have to worry about those things. At first glance, there was a slight panic there because we thought there was a lot of stuff we had to do, but it didn't turn out to be that bad after all. So they have, let's see, and if you remember, I can't remember if I told you this, they had recommended, in the first engineering study that was done, they had recommended that we purchase a couple pumps so that they can pump water back out over, as it's coming in, they can pump it back out over into the river, and especially to protect the sewer treatment plant. Because that was one area that if we would've had some bigger pumps, we wouldn't have had quite so much damage there maybe, and because we can't always rely on, we know that there's a lot of farmers that can come in and work for us too, like they did last time. But we do need our own equipment on hand to be able to take care of some of that right away too. So